Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Construction is going to be one of the first industries to come back online as the governor starts to reopen the state. And not just road construction, residential. Coming up, we'll tell you how hard the industry's been hit.
Struggling to stay afloat, a family business says their plan to offer drive-in movies has been shut down by the governor's office.
I'm trying to save my business. There's no social interaction.
What they're now telling their customers on the eve of the first show. Glad you're with us tonight for Local 4 News at 11. We're going to begin with a legal victory for Governor Whitmer. Tonight, the Michigan Court of Claims ruling the governor's stay-at-home order does not violate the constitutional rights of Michiganders.
A federal lawsuit was filed this month by several Michigan residents claiming the mandatory quarantine imposed by the order was unconstitutional. The court sided with the governor and denied an injunction to lift the stay-at-home order.
Cases today, meanwhile, surpassing 40,000 in Michigan, with 103 more people dying from the virus. In Lansing, the governor remains in talks with the legislature over extending the state of emergency, but says she doesn't need their blessing, and delivered this message today to Republican leadership.
I am completely focused on saving lives. I'm not going to engage in political negotiations with anybody. We don't have time for politics and games when people's lives are on the line. I'm going to make decisions not based on negotiation, but based on facts and science and data and risk.
Legislative leaders have offered the governor 2 one-week extensions in exchange for a faster reopening plan. The governor's office released some GOP emails regarding that offer, which the Senate Majority Leader's office said amounted to a, quote, double middle finger from the governor. Against that bitter backdrop, both the Michigan House and Senate are expected to be back in session tomorrow.
Canterbury Village thought it had a great idea, turn part of its acreage into a drive-in movie theater and show family-friendly films. Thousands were interested in going, and several nights were even sold out. But tonight, the state has shut them down, at least for now. Mara McDonald live in Orion Township. A lot of people frustrated, and that includes the owner, Keith Aldridge. Mara.
Well, Devin, that's right. You know, judging by the interest online, people were excited to be able to come here and sit in their car and watch a movie. And the owner of Canterbury Village really thought that he had safety protocols in place. But they got the word from the state today, no.
Canterbury Village has been shut down like everything else since the onset of the coronavirus.
I agreed with shutting down the retail, with shutting down my restaurant, with shutting down my banquet facility to make sure that people are safe.
Trying to keep his family's business afloat, Aldrich thought a drive-in movie theater on their property was a good idea. It was supposed to start tomorrow night with The Lion King and Jumanji.
Give every car ample space, mark off 20 by 20 foot spots for all the cars, and really take safety precautions, which we had a really nice layout of step-by-step what our customers can do and couldn't do.
You'd be able to listen to the movie on an FM channel in your car. People looking for anything to do to get out of the house sold out multiple days of shows. And now they'll either get a refund or they can hold their tickets until May 21st because the state says no drive-in movies. Naturally, that started a keyboard war on Facebook, with the majority of people disappointed, others furious, and some supporting the governor.
At the end of the day, this is America. We want to keep families safe. We want to keep people healthy. But we also want to do things that make sense and use our head.
Back here live, you know, Orion Township and Oakland County had tried to lobby to let this open up and happen. A text from the governor's press secretary tonight says she's unaware that it's the governor herself who said no to this today, but rather her current executive order, which does say, yes, non-essential retail can happen if you can do your business curbside. But a drive-in movie, a pop-up drive-in movie, disallowed under that executive order. We're live in Orion Township tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Yeah, a lot of fallout there. All right, Mara. Kim?
Well, one of the hardest hit industries will be one of the first to open back up under the governor's reopening plan. Starting next Thursday, residential construction will be again up and running. It's certainly welcome news for that industry, but as Jason Colthorpe reports, businesses haven't just lost money, they've lost time.
For all the workers in the residential construction business who rely on the non-winter months to get jobs done, the last 7 weeks have been excruciating. But come May 7th, developments like this one here in Commerce Township are going to surge back to life.
Right now I'm running 7 to 8 crews. So as soon as I can get materials on site and get the holes dug, and carpenters are ready to go to work.
In 8 days, the quiet of quarantine will be replaced by the banging of hammers and roars from table saws, and it'll be music to Mike Esper's ears.
We've got 30 people that want quotes between now and next Friday. That's how much our phones have been ringing.
His company, MGE Carpentry, builds custom decks.
All my employees have been calling every day. You know, how soon? When can we go back to work? Can we do anything? You know, when is this? We're tired of being home.
But they can't do anything without building permits.
Our construction is nonstop.
That's where Commerce Township Supervisor Dave Scott comes in. With so many projects about to start and restart, he's making sure builders have everything they need.
Private industry is going to jump right back into the saddle. The township's going to jump right back into the saddle. And our inspectors, electrical, plumbing, and construction, they're going to be booming. They're just going to be wearing masks and gloves.
He may have lost 2 months, but Esper at least knows he specializes in what might end up being the only legal vacation spot for a while.
If it's an old deck, they want it rebuilt because they know that's where they're going to be all summer. Even though with the virus being lifted, they're really not going to be traveling too much.
Not every business can calculate exactly what losing 2 months of the construction season will mean for their business, but it's bad. And Esper says he's going to need a very mild winter to replace that or to even come close. In Commerce Township, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
All right, Jason. Michigan State Police are investigating a confrontation between protesters and security in the Michigan House chamber. Video posted on Twitter by MERS News shows the argument happening this morning after 3 people entered the House gallery.
You are not allowed to touch her. You are not allowed to touch her. You are not touch her. You gotta let go, sir.
The gallery was closed at the time. Tensions flared after they were asked to leave, and when they refused, security officers physically removed one of them. As you see, the protesters were part of a larger group demonstrating the governor's stay-at-home orders while the legislature was discussing, or is discussing, the state of emergency extension. 5 Oakland County golf courses are reopening in the next few days.
White Lake Oaks and Glen Oaks golf courses will open this Friday. Lion Oaks, Red Oaks, and Springfield Oaks will open Monday. Courses will open at 9 a.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. on the weekends. Walk-ins will not be allowed. You have to reserve a tee time, and tee times will be spaced out every 12 minutes to allow for social distancing on the courses.
Other news tonight, today, Detroit Mayor Duggan updating the city's census response, urging more Detroiters to fill out their forms.
We're sitting here at 42%. We are giving away the money we need for our residents' health care, for their food, for all kinds of support for 10 years. We lost a huge amount of money in the last decade because we didn't fill out the forms. We have this number now updated on our website every week. We are sitting in 13th place. And if we stay there, our residents are going to suffer for quite a long time.
Detroit had one of the country's worst response rates back in 2010 because of the coronavirus. The response deadline has been pushed back to October 31st.
Well, despite some showers earlier in the day, we did get to enjoy some dry weather this afternoon, but Ben is still tracking even more showers moving into Metro Detroit.
Yeah, Kim, that low that's responsible for the rain is still off to our west, and until it actually slides through, we're not going to be completely done with this rain yet, even though we're on an extended break right now. 4 Live radar doesn't have much to show us, and that looks like it's going to be the case for most of tonight. Here's how it's going to play out. We will be seeing the showers become a little bit more numerous tomorrow, but it's basically going to be the afternoon hours before this stuff really gets going. You can see the darker shades of green as that low gets closer to us. So it's really going to be from about noon on when we're looking for more organized rain. We'll still call it scattered. There'll be breaks in between, but the clouds should be thicker tomorrow, and that'll keep temperatures a little bit cooler, only in the mid-50s. But don't fret. Friday through the weekend looks fantastic, and we'll check it all out for you in just a few minutes.
Okay, Ben, awesome. Well, still ahead, new evidence that a possible treatment for COVID-19 helps patients recover quicker from the infection.
How soon that drug could be made available across the country coming up. But first, driveway drama in an Oakland County neighborhood. Why a Consumers Energy worker is being told he can no longer keep his work truck at his house. That's next.